All right, one of the top 10 subjects trending on Google today, nitrous oxide. It's known as laughing gas and apparently is being used to get high. Dr. Howard Samuels is founder and CEO of the Hills Treatment Center. And first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Is this the same stuff a dentist uses when he's filling your teeth or doing any work? Kind of the same thing?
No, kind of the same thing. I mean, this is really an adolescent drug. I mean, the people who abuse it are adolescents mostly. I got high on it when I was about 15 years old. I mean, it really is, you know, such a, it only lasts a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds, and you have to keep on.
And you actually get high on it.
Oh, no, you do. I mean, you get, you lose coordination, you start laughing, you become uncoordinated, your speech becomes slurred, you become euphoric, but it only lasts about 10 seconds. And you'll go to rock concerts, and people will be selling it in balloons as you go into the concert. A lot of people would follow Grateful Dead, and that's what they would do. So, you know.
So this may sound naive, but
right.
Where would you find a supply of this if you were a teenager?
Go buy some whipped cream.
Oh, okay.
You know, Ready Whip. I mean, that's, you know, it's very common.
So it's used as huffing?
Yes. Yeah.
It's the same sort of
thing. Yeah, exactly.
So then the question becomes, how dangerous is it? If it, you know, kids look at it and they say, it's just going to make me laugh. It's 10-second high, I'm good to go. But huffing's a whole nother issue here. Well,
exactly. You see, it's dangerous in the way that, you know, kids will use whiteout. That's another thing that they use. Gasoline, sniff gasoline. It becomes one of those really cheap highs that is extremely dangerous because it will kill brain cells, it will create seizures, even death. I mean, if you sort of do nitrous oxide all day long, and you do it on a daily basis, you're really setting yourself up for some major health problems.
Now, we're looking at pictures right here. I'm assuming this is where it's used in a legitimate way in a dentist's office,
right.
Under supervision here.
Right.
What are the symptoms of this? If I'm a parent and I'm looking at my child, I'm trying to figure out if he or she is using nitrous oxide, other than the fact that he or she might laugh for about 10 seconds, what's the downside on this? What should I look for?
Well, I mean, you know, if you've got a child that's using this drug on a regular basis, this isn't the only drug they're using. I'll tell you that right now. You know, usually people that use this drug are using other drugs in coordination with it. They'll be smoking pot, they'll be doing ecstasy. You know, in all my years of treating addiction, I got to say, I've never had anybody that this is their sole drug.
Well, is it considered a gateway drug?
Yes.
In other words,
absolutely.
You start young and then you sort of ratchet up as you go along.
Absolutely a gateway drug. You know, you just don't use this as a sole drug. You use it in coordination with other things. But that's what makes it even more dangerous, because if you drink with it, if you have benzos on it, if you're doing ecstasy or cocaine on it, you're really setting yourself up for a seizure or death and ODing, because the combination of all those drugs, very dangerous.
How young are you seeing this sort of thing now?
Oh, I would say really teenagers. I mean, you know, and what's so sad about what's happening in this country is all of our teenagers just want to get high. I mean, you know, whether it's Salvia, which people used to buy in head shops, okay? Spice, they would buy in head shops. I mean, head shops were selling these types of drugs to everybody until, you know, responsible people started to find out about Salvia. I even went up to Sacramento, and I was one of the people that helped that drug become illegal for 18 and younger. I wanted to become illegal, period, because that's another dangerous drug. And, you know, these drugs are popping up all over the place, but why is our youth needing to check out? What is this big need to get high all the time?
Once again, I just want to clarify. If I'm a parent and I'm sitting at home and I know nothing about drugs, give me again the signs I should look for, whether it be red eyes or, you know, sort of a vacuous stare. I mean, you see it way more than...
Well, basically, you're going to see a bad attitude. If your child is getting high on drugs, you're going to see somebody who's going to be sleeping a lot during the day, who's going to be having horrible problems at school, is going to be getting lousy grades, is going to be looking, stoned, their eyes are going to be red, they're just not going to be present. And that's why it's so important for the families to have a really healthy connection with their child. If their child is in their room all night when they come home, that's a bad sign with the door shut. And that's why parents have to be very, very aware of the danger signs with their children. That's why family connection, because families are our first line of defense in order to treat this drug crisis. I mean, my family saved my life. I'm a recovering addict. My family did intervention after intervention after intervention on me, did not give up, and I finally went into treatment at 32 and saved my life.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming
Absolutely,
in today.
anytime.